They see me rolling.
They hating, patrolling, they trying to catch me and dirty.
Try to catch me.
Right and dirty.
Try to catch me right and dirty. Try to catch me right and dirty. There we go. I'm into that. Welcome to the podcast in front of the cameras.
In front of the cameras this time. Thank you.
Oh my God, you look great.
It's weird.
You look great in yellow.
In yellow, thank you. Shout out Ben. Shout out Ben for the shades.
Hey. I got you, baby.
We got Ben Starby behind the cameras today because Jerdy, our regular producer, is gonna join us as a guest today.
Oh,
Ayo.
You were on with Adam way back when. That was the only time though that you've been over on this side for a full epi.
Yes, other than the one time when I sat in between you for the.
I
don't even remember why, but
we ended up talking about the Hinge, the jail woman in Hinge.
The Bumble. Someone asked me about that last night too. They're like, "Were you the Tinder jail person?"
And I do remember you telling this
story.
Actually,
it was Bumble. So please get it right.
I don't know why, but you look like you're encompassing Bumble right now with the glasses.
True.
Like I just feel that vibe from you. Yes.
Definitely more of a Bumble guy for sure.
Are you? Is that your favorite dating app?
Bumble and Hinge. Like,
right.
I don't know if anyone even uses Tinder.
Why are they your favorite?
I don't know. Just more like luck with like meeting people on it and like actually people like I vibe with. Whereas Tinder, like I'm like not even really active on Tinder, I guess too. It's just the only two I use. And I don't know. I like Hinge too with the prompts and like how you can message on that and just it's more personal.
I know nothing about dating apps. That's why I'm like, I just always am like, why? What's the good ones? And also I think people wonder which ones are actually worth using. So I was curious.
Exactly.
Because,
we should dive into dating stuff a little later in this episode too. I will say, I do believe that, Ben, don't you use Tinder?
I actually just deleted all the apps.
Oh!
It was such a, okay, so not gonna lie, was very effective like the first 3 weeks I was here. And then I was just kind of like going through my week and I was like, it's such a time waster. I need to cut it off. Cause like I need to focus on my shit. So
I love that. Good for you.
I do love that. Good for you. Wait, do you have a little someone?
No, not really. I just
have a little someone.
I don't know. I wasn't like finding someone that I could be with.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I'm spending so much time on these things. Like if I just cut it out, that's probably an extra like hour a day that I have. And you guys know I'm like stupid busy right now. So I was just like, I need to cut this out until I have more time for it. So.
Good for you. Good for you for cutting it out, getting shit out that you don't need. Really, really quick, you guys. I wanted to share a review that we had come across. Soph and I'm really proud, very proud.
I'm proud
we
of you.
Caught up on our DMs, and we are not gonna.
Oh my God,
we're not gonna let them
high
go.
fucking five.
We're not gonna let them go again. Oops, careful with your mic when you set it down, please. And we're just going to continue to stay up on it. And Mini Hustlers, episode 69, inspired us to actually just like be on top of it. And we didn't mean to not get on top of it. It just, when they started rolling in, we got behind. We felt like we couldn't catch up and that stressed us out. And so now we're finally actually back on track with it all. But we found a DM and it was a review and I wanted to read it because it's really freaking cute. So, hi, I really hope Sid and Soph see this, but I came across your podcast a few months ago and it has quickly become my favorite podcast of all time. I'm a Minnesota girl born and raised and I relate to both of you so much. Every episode makes me feel like I just having a conversation, catching up with my best friends. Navigating life after graduation has been more challenging than I expected, and honestly, your podcast could not have come into my life at a better time. I just wanted to thank you guys for making me feel less alone and more hopeful for what is to come. I really hope I get the chance to meet you two in person. Keep being your bright, bubbly selves. I can't wait to watch you and your podcast community continue to grow.
Oh my God.
Little Angel. Little Angel sent that. That's not her name.
Makes
She's
my
just an
heart
angel.
happy.
Yeah, so I just wanted to share that because I was like, that made me, I don't know, it reminded me like why we do what we do. Yeah. We always are reminded every week, like we're so blessed, but I read it and I was like, oh God. I'm emotional.
Speaking of reviews, like we love the DMs, the kind messages, but it's also so helpful for us to continue to grow and put these episodes out for you guys if you were to do it on the Apple Podcast app. So please take a moment, head to Apple Podcasts and leave us a little review and maybe what you want to hear next. Like add some comments in there. Have some fun with it.
I don't care. Yeah, we love it. We love it. We love it all. Hey, let's see. We got something we need to talk about, and that's Straight Candid moments, people.
Straight Candid moments.
Jerdy gets to be a part of it.
Jerdy.
Hey.
I'm not singing.
I feel like my straight candid moment is that I literally just look like an absolute, like, I don't know, an alien maybe with these sunglasses on.
No, you look cute.
I'm not going to show you what's underneath yet.
So we wake up this morning and I'm like, you guys, it's going to be a sunglasses episode. I just always wanted to wear shades when we record. And Sid was like, why are we doing this? And I'm like, come on. I'm like trying to convince everyone to wear sunglasses today. And here we are. Look at us.
I know.
Did it.
I go, oh, all right, for a little bit. For the intro, fine. We'll wear the
why?
sunglasses.
Why would we wear them? I'm like, because it's fun.
We had fun last night. Can we talk about fun?
Oh, we did.
Holy crap.
Straight candid moment last night, Jerdy. Let's hear.
Oh, God. Where do we begin? Okay, well, first of all, just to recap. It was like kind of like a going away party, Sid's belated birthday. So like we had this plan for a while. And it was a nice ass day out. People were buzzing. So like kind of knew coming in it was going to be a good ass night.
I woke up Saturday morning and I was like, I'm going to have myself a day.
Oh, I felt that too. Also, I just love listening to you tell like a story in a preface because you're like, listen, the vibes were high. We were living the dream. And I don't know, we went into the night just living, like, honestly.
Well, my favorite part too, you were texting plan. You're like, I'll be out there at 7 if anyone wants to start early. I'm like, 7? Like, girl, we've been day drinking since like noon.
Oh, yeah, I did see on your story you had mimosas at like 9 a.m.
Yeah, maybe not noon.
Yeah, it was not noon.
No.
Yeah, I guess my early was not very early.
No,
but
you said 7 p.m.
But it's because also if I started at noon, I'd be done. Like after my first drink, I was already goner. It's also, if anyone else deals with this, but like I'm on an anti-anxiety medication, I have one drink and I'm like, I'm good to go for a bit. Like it's bad.
Are you not supposed to be? Could you? Can you?
Yeah, I mean, you definitely can drink on it. You just have to be more aware.
Yeah,
I
careful.
think. And I'm like, whatever works for me.
You get drunker so much quicker.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh my God, weird. I didn't know that. Okay, wait. Do you have a straight candid moment from last night, or do you have an overarching one?
Oh gosh, a few from last night for sure. I would say the biggest one.
Share the favorite one.
The favorite one, yes. So whenever I get like drunk and buzzed, I come up like with the most absurd shit, and I just roll with it. And I have no idea
This kills me.
why I thought of this or how it started. But I'm talking to Soph and Plant Daddy, and I'm just like, did I tell you guys that I'm inbred? And I have no idea why I said it. It's not true. I'm sorry, Mom. She's gonna listen and be like, what the fuck?
Your poor mom.
I know. I'm saying right now it is not true, okay? But I was rolling with it.
And it was the most convincing thing I've ever heard.
We were at a restaurant. We weren't even at the bar yet. You were just at a restaurant all hanging out, and then you left.
Hold on, let him finish it quick.
Shit.
I don't know why I said it, but Soph had the best reaction, just like, oh. And I'm like, but it's not that bad. They're cousins. They're not siblings, so it's not that bad. And your reaction, your face, you were like, oh, okay. The amount of concern in your face was so fucking funny.
You freaking believed it.
And you burst out like laughing or something, and Sid across the table was like, what? Like what? Tell me. Sid always like being left out. I know. And I'm just like, no, not here. Don't tell her.
Yeah, and I'm like, what? What do you mean? Don't tell me here. What are you talking about? You're an open book. What could you be hiding?
Exactly.
Because then Jerdy was like, let's not yell it across the table. So I'm like, oh my God, like this is a big deal. So I honestly I was trying not to react very much to Jerdy because I'm also buzzed. So I think what he's saying is the truth. So I go over to you because I'm like, I'm not going to yell it across the table.
Once he left.
And I go, Sid, did you know that Jerdy's parents are first cousins?
And I go, stop. That's not true. And you're like, you looked concerned. You're like, I am serious. I'm not lying.
And Jerdy never told us it wasn't true.
So I'm like, Jesus, what the hell? And so you're like, don't tell anyone. It's like kind of a secret. So then So fucks away to go to the bathroom really quick. And I look at my two friends and I go, I got to tell you this.
So never trust Sid with anything.
Yeah. Because they were in the same boat. They go, what did she say? What did they say? What's going on? And I'm like, oh God, I don't know, you guys. I can't believe if this is true or not. But yeah, Jerdy's parents are cousins. Yeah. And one of them goes, that kind of makes sense.
No, that was Ben. Ben said that too. Because I told Ben after Soph, and Soph did much better hiding her reaction. And literally the first thing Ben says is, honestly, that makes so much sense. And I'm just like, dude, fuck you. That one backfired big time. But
oh my God.
And then I forgot that it happened, and then we were at Smack Shack later, and then like I don't know how it came up again, but I'm like, yeah, that was a joke, by the way, you know that. And then all the friends at the table, they're like, "Oh, that was a joke." I'm like, "You all know." Like, we gotta stop that now. Anyway,
we had to tell
thank
everybody.
God.
We're an open book. We tell everybody everything. We're like, oh my God, did you hear this? Like,
so
Journey,
yeah.
you were a random son of a gun. You know that?
Very random.
Oh my word,
That's a
that
nice
was
way
funny.
to put it.
Yeah, it is a nice way to put it. But God, that made for a freaking good joke throughout the night. God.
Anything else from last night?
Yeah.
Another Straight Candid moment besides Jay Louie fucking just
Oh my God, Jay.
falling asleep. So all of a sudden, Jerdy gets a text.
I forgot.
Jay Louie got kicked out of the bar because he was. This is how he told us. He goes,
Oh my goodness.
Jay Louie goes to us. So this is Jerdy's really good friend. We're like, what happened? Because we all left with Jay Louie, so he didn't get kicked out in the streets. And Jay Louie was like, I was just resting my eyes.
At the bar.
And he was like, I was just chilling. And he as you said, I was just chilling. He put his hands like a pillow on his face and closed his eyes. He was like, I didn't do anything wrong. I was just chilling. And he was like sleeping.
Took a
so he
nap
was
at the bar.
sleeping at Smack Shack and they kicked him out.
Well, yeah. You think like what? He is hilarious.
He is, and that is not his first time getting kicked out of a bar for sleeping.
What?
I
At least,
love him,
okay.
but I hate him because we always have to hop around because he always gets us kicked out.
I feel like though, out of all the things you could get kicked out for, you know what I mean, being annoying, being obnoxious, he's just taking a little nap. That's not too bad.
Just
He
trying
found
to
a little
rally
booth.
for the night. No.
Yeah.
Not
my
hurting
goodness.
anyone.
Candid take.
Okay.
Actually, I don't know if this is candid take, but it was just something I mentioned when we were recapping the night on the drive here and Jay Louie falling asleep at the bar.
Yeah.
So if you were, as a female, if we were to be sleeping in a bar,
Ooh.
do you know how many people would come up to you and be like, are you okay? Do you need a ride? Instead, and God knows they would kick a woman out on the streets and be like, okay, you were so drunk, you were sleeping, get out. Do you know, like that wouldn't happen to us, I don't think.
I'm trying to think of how it would be handled.
You know?
They'd probably ask if you're okay.
Yeah.
And then they'd say you need to leave.
Yeah.
But where are your friends? Like they'd check that you're with somebody.
Isn't that interesting?
And
And
with
dudes
Jay
are
Louie-
like, get out.
He's out in the streets. See you, Jay.
So be careful.
I can just see him arguing back, being like, "What? I was taking a nap." Like
He was actually really respectful. He was like talking to the bouncer and he was like, oh dude, I'm sorry. Like I didn't even know I did that. And we're like,
Handled it well.
yeah,
Sure.
he did a
What
good
a
job.
funny little dude. I love him.
Oh,
He's
God.
hilarious.
He's the best crazy mofo.
He is hilarious. Do you have a straight candid moment?
Oh God, you might have to go first.
I don't think I'm
I
ready.
panicked.
My brain kind of went like,
Same. I think I had one and then I forgot.
I just have a little bit of a brain hurt. I celebrated my birthday, okay? I had some spicy margs. I had some good drinks. I won't lie. I don't know why your friend ordered vodka shots.
Oh,
I don't
God,
know why. I don't even need to be taking shots anymore. I'm out of college. It's not necessary. It's too much pressure. I can't.
It has to happen for you to realize that you don't want it to happen again,
Yeah.
you know? And that's where I'm at right now. I think I'm going to, the next time I take a drink.
Yep.
Next time I drink, I'm going to be on a boat.
Okay.
So
Oh,
like that's going to be like my goal.
Okay.
So like next time I have some alcohol, I'm going to be on a boat.
I think I'm gonna have wine tonight, but next time
Oh,
I drink like a
really?
hard liquor.
Why are you having
I don't know.
Why are you having wine tonight?
Because I love wine. I love wine. I love red wine. I could drink it in the morning, but I would never do that.
Oh.
I love it. It tastes good. I think.
But aren't you not wanting wine right now?
No, I don't get like that. It doesn't ever sound bad. Like I could go have a cocktail right now. I wouldn't have a mimosa because I hate orange juice. Like, so it's like not because it sounds icky. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But I hate orange juice because I overdid it one time with orange juice.
Okay, got you.
And a drink.
Yeah.
I do have a straight candid moment though. I
Yes,
remember
let's
now.
hear it.
Okay, so I went to a concert with my buddies this week, and I was so excited for him because it was his favorite artist, and we all went together, and he bought tickets for us, and he was hyped up as at the Armory. It was so sick, and I listened to some of the woman's music because I was like, I'm going to this. I should probably know what the heck. At least one song I should probably know, right? And so her music was so like vibey, kind of like
EDM.
you know EDM, but like ride. You know what I mean? It's like cruising. Don't like not like hardo like head bobbing.
Her name's Alice.
Alice in Wonderland. And I was waiting to say your name because I did not know that she was like a hard EDM, like harder than Skrillex EDM. Like literally, I got there and I'm wearing like what I thought was a really EDM outfit. Yeah, it was
Oh
like
my
so
gosh,
EDM.
I would love
had
to see it.
I literally was wearing just like pants and a little white crop top, and I was like, I look so EDM. Like, this is crazy. And sneakers, right? And everyone there, I'm not kidding, nipple tassels, thongs, and like the whole works. Like, I'm at like an EDM festival. I'm like, okay, this is sick. I like this. People are like, you know, living the dream. The music comes on, the lights go dark, and all of a sudden you see her up on stage, and I'm pretty sure the first scene was her with her, like, you know, it's a video, it's like graphics, eyes bleeding, like she's like coming up from hell, like going into this sinister world. She's like burning, there's like fires, crosses, and I'm like, what the fuck did I just get myself into? I thought I was going to like a Glass Animals vibe, like very chill. I'm trying to think of like a Flume or like
You're like, isn't her name Alice in Wonderland?
yeah, like I'm like, I thought this was gonna be so light and airy and fun. I was kind of like, woo,
You're like excited
cheering.
to vibe.
Holy crap, that stuff was heavy. It was heavy. It was scary. I'm not kidding.
Oh.
People were messed up, and
Yeah.
I will tell you right now, I am not made for that. I am not made for that. I don't fit in. I looked like a sore thumb. And my buddy, he had a few drinks, so he was just unfiltered a little bit. And he goes, "This is terrible. This is terrible." He kept telling that. And I go, "Stop it, Josh, stop." I'd smack him. And I turn back around. He goes, "She's so bad." I'm like, "No." I'm like, "That's so mean." I go, "Josh, stop talking. Seriously." And poor my buddy Pete's like in having the best moment of his life. It's like his girl crush. Anyway, it was just a whole thing. I did leave halfway through. I'm not saying it's bad music. I'm not against it whatsoever. I don't. It was
Not
so
your
hard
vibe.
that my brain hurt. The floor was gonna break. I could feel the floor doing a wave. Anyway, not my vibe. Good
That kinda-
times, good memories.
That kind of gives me like a little heebie-jeebies because it makes me think of
It was
what happened with what's his name? The concert, and then people died.
Travis Scott
Yeah.
jumping around the mosh pit. We were in
Yeah.
GA down below, and it was kind of scary.
Ever since that whole thing happened, like I'm a little weirded out with the whole crowds and the concerts and stuff. But
I will say there was a guy behind us, and he ended up getting kicked out. Like he actually needed to like get help because he was so messed up. But he kept he kept thinking Pete was his friend, so he would put his arms around him like and hold him.
Pete.
My friend Pete. So Pete and Josh are my buddies who I went with, and he was holding him. And the guy, Pete would turn around and be like, "I don't know you. Can you please stop holding me? Like, let go." And then he'd like start to weigh a little bit, and then he'd grab onto Pete again, and Pete go, "I don't know who you are. Stop touching me. Like, seriously, stop giving me a hug." And he's
sounds
like,
like there was a
"Sorry."
little more than alcohol involved in this.
I know nothing of the sort. All I'm saying is,
love it.
now I know. Now I know.
It is a different vibe though too. Like
Yeah.
I went to Illenium, and I love Illenium.
I love Illenium.
Like so much, but it was all like he maybe played like 3 or 4 songs with like lyrics. Otherwise, it was all like the dubstep, and like it's good, but like it's just not the vibe. Like there's got to be the lyrics are just like a little. I like the little more low key electronic, like Kygo and
like
everything. So
Tate McRae was gonna be so good tomorrow.
yes,
Dang.
I'm so excited.
jealous.
Me and
I-
Jay,
oh, that's
we
right.
spontaneously just bought. We're like, fuck it. It's like one of my last nights. We're going Tate McRae.
That'll be good
I
though.
love it.
I know. I'm pumped.
That'll be
Jealous.
really, really good.
I did think of a
anyway.
Straight Candid moment. So I got my nails done yesterday.
Ooh.
Y'all, if you follow the podcast or the Instagram, y'all know that it was a journey. But I get in there and I had no idea what I was doing because I've literally never got my nails done. And I was like, okay, like I just wanted to get my nails painted because that's a little something different. And I knew I didn't like fake nails because I can't do the long things. And I sit down and I picked out my colors, whatever. And she was like, oh, I can't paint these.
Wait.
She told me she like couldn't. She's like, no, they're too short.
She couldn't
They're
paint your
too short.
nails
Yep,
as is.
as is.
Okay.
So she was like, okay, I'm gonna have to like. She wanted to add like a little bit of length to them. She was like, I won't, because she was like, they're not gonna look good. She was telling me, she's like, they're not gonna look good.
So you had to get a
So
tip?
she had to put a little fake on there, and then I go, can you please file them down? So they're really short, but they're like,
If you showed up with
God.
long nails, I would say, "What's going on? Who are you?
are you
What's going
good?"
on? Are you good?" The little like identity like situation.
so we will see if this keeps me from biting my nails. We'll find out. But
How many times would you say that you bite your nails a day if you don't have your nails done? Be honest.
I mean, I bite them all day. Like
Yeah.
I've never clipped my nails in my life.
Every time you say that, it blows my mind even more.
I would rather
Every time.
I've never used a nail clipper on my hands. Why would I do that when I can bite them off and stick them between my teeth?
Oh my God, I have so many cringes because of this. So many cringes.
Pat,
I have to agree with you on that.
What?
Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie.
What do you mean agree what? You've never clipped your nails before?
No, I have, but
Okay.
typically, like, I'll end up biting them. I don't know, maybe because I have the anxiety thing too. It's just like really, honestly, like stress relieving. I don't know.
I can't believe.
It's like popping zits.
No.
No, still
God,
no.
still no. What's going on? I'm like, what?
I
What
love,
planet?
like, I want Plant Daddy to have more zits so I can pop him on his
Oh
back.
my God.
But he
what?
won't.
Stop.
He won't let me pop him. Ugh.
What in the hell is going on?
Don't you like
I feel like
popping
I'm in an
zits?
alien world. I'm back at Alice in Wonderland.
Ooh, especially
I'm
with my
confused.
fake nails now. They'll be so fun to pop.
Oh, stop. Please stop. Please stop.
Journey's gonna puke.
I couldn't even look at Dr. Pimple Popper if you paid me $100,000.
Oh, I love
Okay.
I think I
Dr.
blocked her on
Pimple
everything.
No.
I'm like, I can't even watch it.
The ads kept popping up and I thought I was going to be sick. I seriously, like I felt like I was going to puke.
Same.
That's like,
Oh, okay.
That's
That's
how
enough.
I get off.
That's enough. That is enough.
Yes.
Also,
Dr. Pimple
can you
Popper.
turn up my headphones a little bit?
Jordy, are you
my
okay?
mic sounds muffled a
New
little bit.
topic. Anything
Oh my
else?
God,
Let's
Jordy
see.
actually is not good. Okay.
That's good.
New topic.
Yeah,
New
my
topic.
my mic just sounds quiet. I don't know. Let me know if it does for yours. It might be my headphones. Anyway, thank you for being a part of our Straight Candid Moments, Jordy. I appreciate
Oh,
you.
of course.
I appreciate you being honest and open with that. I will say we have Jordy on here because he's leaving us.
He's leaving.
What happened?
Sorry, I thought my mic was off. My bad.
Yeah, you just sang so light and wonderfully. I was like waiting for you to sing a whole song. Jordy is going to Vienna, Austria on Wednesday, right?
Wednesday. Yeah.
Holy crap. Are you packed?
No.
Are you
I need
kidding?
to- no, I'm not. I need to
He
pack.
says he just needs to bring clothes
Yeah.
and his cleats.
Clothes, cleats. They have like everything for
Hair
me over
ties,
there. Yes, I got them on my
sunglasses,
wrist. Yeah, maybe.
socks.
Yes, underwear.
I'm just saying it's harder.
Extra underwear just in case you shit yourself.
Oh, Jesus.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
tell us about Vienna.
Mhm.
Where are you going? I meant, why are you going there? And give us like a little rundown.
Yeah. So, I think it was in like roughly November, October. They messaged me on Instagram.
Who did?
The team.
What
Like
team?
The head coach,
No one-
Vienna Vikings. The Vienna Vikings. The head coach like DM me. He's like, hey, like, you interested in playing football and anything? The what? What did you say? You say the inbred team?
No, God. Oh my God. You guys.
Say something.
What did you say?
I just whispered to Sid. I go,
I'm crying.
the breeding team, because she thought that it
I
was
thought-
like a breeding team, right?
No,
A breeding
the
team for
feeding, the feeder team. Oh my God. Get her, someone get her a coffee or something. I don't know what's going on. You said breeder and I go breeder. That's why I was confused. That's why I repeated you because I'm like, breeder. What's a breeder? And you go,
Sweaty.
I think I was getting the inbred and the feeding. The feeding terms confused. Okay.
okay.
Anyway.
Long
tell-
story short, Sid thought it was a feeder team for the Vikings, which
The
is why I was
Minnesota
being
Vikings.
funny, and I was like feeder, breeder,
Yes, but,
whatever. Okay, rewind.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Yeah, rewind. Anyway,
Okay.
but
Start the story over.
so I'm playing for the Vienna Vikings,
Okay.
not affiliated with the Minnesota Vikings at all, but it's the same colors, same logo, so it is very confusing. I can
That's
see why you
why.
thought that.
Yeah, I'm not
But
dumb.
No, not affiliated at all. It's the ELF, the European League of Football. So going over there for roughly 6-ish months, depending on post travel and everything like that. But yeah, playing ball, and I've never been to Europe, so like after college, I kind of went like I tried playing ball, so like had a couple NFL workouts, did some startup leagues, and like nothing panned out. So I'm like, you know what, I'll go to Europe. You know, kind of like one, play ball, but then two, just kind of bounce around, last hurrah. So yeah, I'm excited to go check it out.
I'm excited for you.
I will
I'm
see
really
it.
proud of you. This is a big opportunity. And it's not, you got asked to go. It's not like you had to fight for it and stuff like that. That's
Exactly,
pretty
yeah.
admirable though.
Slid in the DMs. Always goes down in the DMs.
You know, that's why we need to start like prioritizing those, because I will say like a lot of opportunities do come from Instagram.
They
Like,
do.
It's great.
And I just want to preface that we didn't get back to people because we didn't care. We did care. We felt
Yes.
stressed that we hadn't gotten back to people. And sometimes stress causes you to be like, I can't even do it.
It was just avoiding. Yeah,
it was
avoiding
avoidance.
it.
But Jordy, okay. What do you need to bring clothes? You need to bring yourself. What are you like most looking forward to over there?
Honestly, just the different cultures. You know, like I've never been to Europe. I'm excited to get on the Eurail, just bounce around, just sightsee, travel, be on my own. I think it'll be a great growth experience for me. Just get out there. But then also I fucking love the coaches and the program. Like
I
it's a
love
really
that.
good organization. So we have a dope ass stadium and just everything. They're gonna take care of me, and like we've had a lot of Skypes and shit.
I think
or
it's
Zooms, not Skype. Skype's dead.
Yeah, wait,
But-
Skype. What?
Zooms and just like connecting with all the players, and like I'm gonna be in good hands. It's just gonna be an incredible experience. So I'm excited.
I think it's so cool that well, first of all, like you were like kind of debating, you know, you're like, should I? And you're like, I'm absolutely doing this. Great experience. I think it'll be good for me. I think it's so cool that that you get to go and do this like technically for free. Like you get to stay in a new country and you have a little stipend, right? And you can, your friends are going to come visit you. Jay Louie's already planned 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, 2 weeks at the end of the season. We're calling it the Death Tour.
Okay.
Oh,
and
God. Lord.
Tell me a little bit more about this Death Tour, because on the way here, you were trying to explain to me something about some tracking devices.
Yeah.
Wait for it.
What are you talking about?
So, well, you guys know Jay Louie, and like when we're together, it's little
They get crazy.
Ridiculous.
Duo, yes. Especially in Europe, where we might not have service, or we're our plan is to hop on a train in the morning at like 5-6 a.m., take it to a new country, sleep on the train, and then wake up and then go out. It's like legit
like
the Death
rally.
Tour. Yes, and rally. Anyway, we ordered like multiple like chips trackers that we're gonna like put in our shoelaces on our belt in case someone loses the phone, so we can find each other.
You've got to be kidding me.
He goes, I already bought them.
Yeah, planning ahead. You know?
Wait, first of all, I love how that's your priority over packing. I know. For 6 months of living in a foreign country.
I need the tracker.
Gotta order the tracker.
You've got to be kidding me. You are hilarious. Oh my, and I love how you're already planning on someone losing their phone. As if like maybe you could plan on holding onto it really tight and having a fanny pack. No, instead, let's put some tiles on
They're
some
planning on losing each other.
Yeah, multiple.
Oh,
anything
God.
goes.
Not your. Oh Jesus, you guys, what in the heck is going on with you two? You're hilarious.
It's a lot. It's a lot. But yeah, excited. It's gonna be a blast.
Are there rules over there? Like, do you have rule on the team?
No laws.
No
No laws.
Yeah.
On the team, like, is there like
it-
rules?
It's very similar like professional sports over here. So like obviously when we get drug tested, and then my friends Jay and like other friends actually said they're like, we're gonna purposely drug you before you leave so you can't go, and they sent you back. I'm just like, screw you guys.
Guys are just so aggressive. I feel like I'm like,
Some girls too, but anyway, I know it's a friend group. Anyway,
But they're joking.
they're joking.
well, we'll find out. I guess I don't think they did, but anyway, but yeah, it's pretty low key. I've just heard too. I've never been, but like the lifestyle's kind of slower there, and like we practice I think 3 times a week for 2 hours. So I mean, obviously I'm gonna be doing a lot more just like with film and prep and
That's
working out
amazing.
and stuff. But yeah, it's gonna be
You're gonna come back
chill.
shredded.
I
We're gonna be
know.
Like, Jerdy, what up, boy?
Hopefully, we'll see.
Do you think you'll keep your bun? By the way,
I'm actually gonna. I have a little trim job tomorrow. Emphasis on the T.
Yeah, I was like,
Sorry. I'm sorry.
We're
I was
like,
like, what'd you say?
this guy.
I'm sorry. Yes, getting a little cut tomorrow, but yeah, definitely gonna keep the locks for a little bit.
I will make it known to you guys that we do plan to have Jerdy back on the podcast, and hopefully, if he's still interested, can hop behind the cameras again, produce us.
Oh, absolutely.
When he gets back. So
and you talked about it a little
help
bit, but
us.
like that was a hesitation too,
mhm.
because I don't, like obviously it's been kind of a crazy few months and stuff, but one of the biggest things is like one, you guys going off on your own, and since the beginning, even in the interview, I said I believe in you guys. Literally before I even knew you, or before the interview, and I wanted to be the producer, I binged the hell out of every single episode.
Oh,
And like legit like geek, like worked out, like to it, like listen, like literally everything. And I'm not kidding. Like I binged the fuck out of it. And I love it. So like, yeah, I believe in you guys. We're going off and like you're, like making moves, and like it's going to be a big next year or whatever for Straight Candid. So I had some hesitation. I was like, I don't know, like I love this. I love like literally every Monday. It's literally like therapeutic for me, like coming here doing this, and it's so much fun just learning and everything. So I was like, little hesitations, but I don't know. I dwelled on a lot, talking to my therapist about forever, family, friends, and everything, and you guys too. So really appreciate you supporting me going over and doing this, and yeah, it's a pretty cool experience. So I'm excited to go do it.
we're excited for
We're
you.
so excited, and we would have been mad at you if you didn't go. To
I know, that's
He was
what you
trying
said.
to. He was trying to text us and be like, "You guys, I don't know. I might just like end up staying. I don't want to leave the podcast." And we looked at him. We were like, No.
Yeah.
You are going. This is your last hurrah to enjoy what you've done for however many years, like 20 years or something, probably, like playing football. Something like that, right? And I'm like, you're going to enjoy it. You're going to take in the culture. And then when you're ready, you're going to come back and you'll join us. And it'll pick right back up where we left off. Nobody's going to forget about you. Definitely not us. We're going to be bugging you. And I want a freaking jersey with your name on it.
Yes.
That'd be sick.
And when you get back, we might have a pretty cool workflow system down because we got our man Ben Sarby in the house. He was on episode, I just had it, episode 56.
Yeah.
So if you want to know who Ben is, but Ben, give us a little, because you're going to be behind the cameras for a little bit, right?
Yeah. So before I went to LA, we were actually in the talks of me doing what Jerdy was doing. But then I had to go to LA. They got Jerdy. It's been great. And over my time in LA and now, I've kind of built out a good system with virtual assistants helping produce my stuff. So I want to help the Straight Candid girls do that for their podcast.
That way we can focus our energy on the things that are like needing to be tended to that we don't have time to do right now. You know what I mean? So it's going to be all good. And then you can roll back and it's going to be pretty.
Ben, we're so excited to have you because honestly, when you talk, I'm like in shock and I'm like so excited. I think you're literally out of everyone in the world that could help us with like a workflow situation. The fact that you're a friend and you live here and we fucking love you. I was like, how is this there's an actual need that probably a lot of podcasts like would love. So I feel very lucky to have you.
I sense a business coming on.
Yeah, you guys were sweet. I loved the episode with Callan.
Yeah,
I still have to meet her, but I love that episode because she was preaching the same thing. Like, virtual assistants do a lot of great work, and you can make a huge difference in their life with the wages that you can pay them. I'm super big about like giving bonuses to mine, and it makes a huge difference. You can really create a company culture now that everything is basically online. And yeah, I'm excited to get you guys rolling on that.
Yay, Ben. Go, Ben. Jerdy, though, you will be missed while you're gone, by the way. We're going to miss you. No, we'll keep you looped in. We'll have you send in voice memos, too, of your Straight Candid moments, which is, like, actually a genius idea, and we'll just plop them in the episodes. I think that'll be bomb.
Hearing about your experiences overseas, that'd be sick. Like Jerdy enters.
I'm excited to hear who your friends end up being and where they're all from. That's another thing. I'm so eager to hear.
That's one of the biggest parts I'm excited for, because, like, being on Zoom calls and, like, they seem like good, like, goofy, down-to-earth people, which, like, who are the people I vibe with? You know?
Totally.
So
goofy goobers.
Goofy and just, like, diverse, too. Like, on one of the Zoom calls, there's this one dude from Scandinavia. He's, like, 300 pounds, bald, and just fully, like, sleeved. I'm just like, I hope he's an offensive lineman.
Oh, boy.
But, yeah.
I hope he likes me.
Oh, yeah. Legit.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, I thought that's what you were going to say. And I'm like, oh, never mind. Okay. Because we're kind of wrapping up your, like, time here until you come back in the next 6 months. Can we ask you a few questions about like
Absolutely.
Straight Candid in a nutshell? What were your first impressions of Soph and I?
Well, literally my first impression I remember is because I had never met you when I started listening to the podcast. So it was for the longest time trying to put the voices together, and I'm just like, which one is which?
Oh yeah, people still call us by the wrong names.
Yes. So, but legit, like, hilarious. Like, especially, like, I feel like this is pretty common for first impressions where Soph, you're kind of more out there, like, like not crazy, but like willing to share a little bit more, and then you're always kind of like grounded. You bring it back. You have your rants, which everyone loves, and like motivational. Even my mom was talking about the other day. She's like, listen to it when I work out, and it just motivates me so much.
Oh, your mom.
I love her.
I love her.
But yeah, definitely that. And I don't know. The thing I love about Straight Candid too is like it's authentic. Like that's who you two are too, and what makes it so better. It's a great dynamic, and people relate to that. Like everyone, even me, like being a guy. Like obviously the population and listeners are probably more so females, but especially for guys too. Like I relate and just being personable
and learn about the woman.
Adding you on here as like kind of like our third and having just like a male behind the cameras was like a perfect addition. And like that was one reason we were like, we got to get Jerdy here, because not only were you like, okay, he's gonna be good at this, like he's motivated, he's passionate, but like you definitely like, I knew we were all gonna become good friends, and I could feel it. And like Sid was like, yeah, we're gonna vibe.
There were vibes, so we knew. We picked the vibe for sure. We were like, oh, okay.
Absolutely.
I'm like this guy. I like this guy. Wait, what was the interview like with us? Because we're so dweeby. Oh, I'm thinking of the pre-interview. We're like, what do we ask people? Like, should we ask them, like what they're, like, what are they good at? What are they bad at? Like, we're like, we don't know, like shit. And then when you come in and we're like, hello, sit down, please. We want to make this casual, but just go ahead and write out everything that you've accomplished in your life. Okay. Like, what was it like?
For real. Well, it was at Spy House, and I just come in and I'm just like,
yeah, it was.
I had no idea how it was gonna go, and like I printed off, like I made like kind of like a legit resume, but also like kind of mocked and tailored it. I was like skills like reading in the room or like stuff like that from what I heard from the podcast.
I remember that.
Anyway, but I don't even think we talked about podcasting like
No.
literally anything
It's
like that.
because
It
we
was
were
just
just
getting to
seeing
know each
if
other.
we want
yeah,
to vibe.
Exactly.
I remember you walked in with a helmet. And I thought you did like a little bicycle there, like pedal bike. And then you're like, no, like I biked. Like it was like
My Vespa.
yeah.
I was going to say, when he did this, it's like, no, it's not a bike. It's a moped. I'm like, I thought he was going to say like motorcycle. He's like, no, it's a moped. I'm like, oh, sweet.
Yeah,
it's even
I had
better.
a football helmet for some
Very Euro.
I don't think I did. I know. I gotta rip a Vespa over there.
Oh, you have to.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
That's my prized possession.
God, you're going to be living over there. I'm excited for you. I feel like it's coming also at a good time. You know what I mean? I feel like this is a good transitional period of like your life. Like you're moving out and on from things that have happened in your past. And I feel like you're moving into like your last hoorah with football and like off to like your rebirth or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that cheesy?
Rebirth.
Is that cheesy? It's kind of true, but it's a little cheesy.
Maybe a little cheesy, but it's very true. You know, like especially the past year, life has changed exponentially, and just I'm excited to go over there. I don't think I've ever lived that long on my own. Like the first time, like I left my family was like going to Penn State, where I was only for a semester, but I still came home. So like this is gonna be 6 months of going out there, being on my own. So great growth period. So I'm really excited for it.
What are you the most nervous for, out of curiosity?
Probably just missing, friends and family. Just being so far away and like
FOMO.
FOMO, yes, big time FOMO.
Especially in the summer.
Yeah.
Not to like
Shit.
just like keep
I know,
rubbing
rub it
it
in. Thanks.
You're
Nothing
like-
I haven't thought about. Damn it, so
God, we're having a moment. She's like, oh God, summer's gonna be so fun here.
Oh my God.
keep kicking me. But yeah, just being so far away.
Oh, not to rub it in, but that was the one thing about going to LA that sucked, was missing the Minnesota summers are so, it's just a different vibe.
Nothing beats it.
I
Nothing
know.
beats it.
I know. Well,
It's
shit.
okay. But honestly, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. So you're going to have fun. I want to get into the juice though. Like, since you are a single man and we have ladies that listen, let's ask some like questions about dating.
Sure.
So first of all, I am curious about like your situation and your dating, because obviously Sid and I get to hear it like every Monday, like the past, did you go on a date this week? And we've noticed something. Jerdy, we've noticed that you're into some older women. Why do you like older women? Give us the
Oh,
details.
sheesh. That just went from 0 to 100. I love it.
Did not expect that. Okay. Yeah, I think the biggest thing though is just I have gone on more dates with some older women, but it's more so I think what attracts me is the maturity levels. They kind of have their foundation. They know what they want, what they're looking for, and kind of past all like the BS and just like not necessarily games, but like I'm the type too, like I'm so like just chill, go with the flow and honest and open. And I'm just like, I just don't want to mess around or like, I have to like, oh, they didn't text me back or just, just being so much straight up and like straight to the point or just going out. And I don't know, that's kind of what I vibe with recently.
How do you meet these older women?
Yeah.
Are they on dating apps, or is it like more like, oh, I'm at the gym and I see that mom over there, or like what, like how do you meet these people?
I mean, okay, also just want to preface too, there have been women that are like younger than me that I go to.
Oh,
so
yeah.
like it's like the maturity level like is one of the big things, but for sure the apps. And also just like going out too, or like just seeing whether it's like a coffee shop. There's been like a couple, or not a couple, but or like at bars or something too, It's just
Not a
mix.
couple,
It's just
not
a
a
mix.
couple.
No, I mean, there's been a few, a handful, 10, 20, but no, not that many. Would you say that you go for older women more than you do like your age? Like when you're like subconsciously maybe looking?
No, I wouldn't say so necessarily, but like if you are older, like I went on a date with someone and she was like, and I didn't know like how old she was, and she was like, by the way, like I'm 29, I'm a little older than you, and I was like, honestly, you just got so much hotter.
I love that.
Not necessarily. Like I don't know. I don't look for like the age. It's not like a deal breaker by any means. But yeah, it's just the maturity and all that.
That's amazing. I know. I'm like, I just have to poke your buttons because we've heard some stories. I feel like the one that it comes back to is the one that we talked about in the beginning about the lady who was going to jail after you were going to go on a date with her. I'm like, okay. But I have to ask you, first of all, what is your dating life like right now? Like, what does it look like? Because now you're going abroad for 6 months, just in general.
Yeah. Well, very single to start. Clearly, I don't want to go to. What were you gonna say?
I had one more question about the older women, I guess. And you can relate it back to Sid's question too. I'm thinking like, do you think that are you dating older women in terms of like wanting to see a relationship? Or is it more like, you know what? Like I more just am wanting to date people right now and not find a relationship. Because I think there's a difference. Like you can be dating people, but like know that you're not looking for something. So when it comes to older women, is that more of the vibe, or are you actually like, I want to wife this girl?
Probably not wife is where I'm at right now.
Yeah, fair.
Coming out of I ended engagement 6-ish months ago. So and I'm very like open and honest with everyone I go on dates with or talk to. I'm like, I'm moving to Europe. I am not looking for anything serious, but also like. I don't know, just my personality and mindset is like I go into stuff. I'm not like for sure like closing doors. Like if I vibe with you, like I'll see where it goes, or who knows what it'll turn into, whether it's romantic or maybe business or friends, or maybe I'll set you up with like a different friend or something. To just having an open mind in all aspects. But how
have the women taken that so far? Like some girl, like let's say you're dating someone and you start to vibe. And you've told her like, hey, I'm going to be going somewhere. I want to keep this chill, because I know girls that this has happened to. And it's like, yeah, he's definitely not looking for anything. Like, what a fuck boy. So like, how do you as a male get that point across without sounding like, let's just hang out and have sex,
sure. And that's the thing though, too, is like, I'm not just looking for hanging out and having sex. And it's just being open, because like, again, like, sure, like, especially like it's hard in the apps and over messaging, but like if I meet you out like and we vibe or like have similar personalities, it's like fuck yeah, like I'll go out, like go out for drinks or happy hour, like a late night app or something, or a walk, literally whatever. Like I'm not necessarily just looking for that, it's like I said, like who knows what it'll turn into, or connections. Like I went on a date with one of my or someone and we ended up not vibing and set them up with like a different one of my friends.
I love
so
that.
Just having an open mind and going into it. And again, I just try to be so like honest and communicate too. I'm like, because
you have to be open. Otherwise people misconstrue things. And that's like the biggest block is like when people don't communicate and actually say what they mean. Because then everything gets messed up. Either the person's like, what the hell? They're not being like upfront with me, or like they're not texting me back, or like I can't read the vibe. Am I going home with you? Do you want me to like go away from you? Should I not even walk up to you at the bar when I see you out?
Especially for females, because we overthink it. And if like a dude can communicate exactly where he's at with seeing you, and there's no like gray areas, like that's all a girl ever wants. So I think that's why I asked you that question, because I know you were really communicative with all the girls you date with. Sorry.
Chill.
I didn't mean it like that. I meant at different, if you're dating someone, you will tell them.
Absolutely.
So
is there anybody that you're going to, you don't have to obviously say who, but miss when you leave right now?
Besides us.
Duh.
Oh yeah. You mean more so romantically?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh really?
I'm not giving any deets.
No details, but why? Wait, but why?
Well, just because like we vibed, like big time. And like, I don't know, I struggle with saying goodbyes and stuff too. And especially with me going, like sometimes like, I don't know, I'm trying to like, guard like my heart too, especially after some stuff that's happened. And like, but it's like, shit, like you're cool, and like we vibe and like you're such a good person and just all kinds of stuff. So yeah, definitely gonna, but again, it's only 6 months, I'm only gone for 6 months.
Can I ask a question?
For sure.
So you openly said that you had an engagement and things ended and you're moved on. It was like 6 months ago. What is it like dating after that? Because I feel like your lens is completely different. Like you're looking at things completely different because you've been in a position where you were going to get married. Like,
and do you tell them that the first date?
Sometimes they come in already knowing everything.
Oh,
I wonder why.
Oh gosh.
Beats me.
Oh gosh.
I wonder why they would know. I wonder. Have you gotten a lot of girls from Straight Candid?
Yes.
I knew it. You go, ladies. You go, ladies.
He's a good guy.
But
We
like,
love you.
honestly, well, one of the listeners, one of the best DMs I got was someone photoshopped themselves on like a water slide and like they're like sliding into DMs or something. But it was from Straight Candid.
Proud of you, girls. That's
Big time
good.
shout out.
That's good. I would love to see that. We could like prop out the head or whatever.
Wait, great question. If a girl's listening right now and they're interested in a dude, what's a good slide in on the Instagram?
Ooh, for a girl.
You liked the creative.
I like the creative,
Photoshop.
but then also there was another one where it was so direct, and it was for the Christmas party, and like you were posting about the beer pong tournament and stuff, and she was like, so like, where are you taking me out to dinner after I kick your ass in beer pong or something like that? So I really like just like the direct and straight to the point, because again, I'm not about kind of like the games or just feeling it out. It's like, okay, are you sliding in because you want to like, I don't know, just talk, or is it random, or like do you want to go out? So I love just being the direct and just open, and like that's how I try to slide into.
I like that. I like that. Were you gonna ask me?
I was gonna say, Ben, do you wanna what do you think about slide-ins? Do you have any ones that you really enjoy if a girl slides in that you would respond to?
Yeah, it's funny. I feel like we also talked about this on my episode. I also like the direct, just like, you don't have to be necessarily super clever. That's bonus points. But like a lot of the times I can just be like, hey, I think you're cute. Like, let's go grab a drink or something. Like, I think it's guys aren't so. Girls get the girls get guys sliding in their DMs all the time. So you have to stand out as a guy, but like girls, like not very many girls slide my DMs, and when they do, like, I don't know if I've shown you guys any, but some of them are really bad.
What do you mean bad? What's bad?
Yeah,
because what would be good and what would be bad?
Wait, did you see the clip that I posted from my podcast on my Instagram? This I'm not gonna pull it out, but this girl. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Keep going. I think so.
This girl basically said something like, hey, like all my friends are saying that you like look exactly like me, and I've always wanted to have sex with myself. So do you want to test that theory? And I was just like, how did someone type this out and think, yeah, this is gonna work?
What the heck? What?
So it's
what are you doing?
I mean, that was a full send, but in the wrong direction, if that makes sense. Like,
absolutely the wrong
I don't know about that one. That was not for me. I'd be like, what are you doing? What the hell? Did you respond?
No.
Okay, I was gonna say
I took a screenshot of it and then made fun of it on my podcast. So like,
you savage, you motherfucking savage. God, oh my word. You guys are funny.
Now everybody's gonna be afraid to slide my DMs.
Yeah, literally.
So
literally.
That's a bad one, but the good one was like, keep it simple if you want. I like that.
Okay, so keep it simple. Okay.
And direct.
The slide in the DM one, the picture,
The water slide.
that's a really good one.
Yeah, that was one of the best I've ever had. Just being clever,
That's-
creative, and then also direct too.
I think that's fun though. I feel like, do you have any advice for men who are sliding in? Because you guys, I feel like, kind of have your feet under you. You know what I mean? I mean, you got girls sliding in, so.
I would say, well, one, too, I tell like my guy friends too, like I'm like, you like follow like these podcasts or just like, I don't know, like stuff on Instagram that like it's all like the chick related, and like you learn from that and like kind of take that intel and then do what you want. But go back to whatever episode your guys' was about just sliding in and stuff, and just kind of like one, making it stand out or relatable, or trying to get them to respond. Don't be basic. Don't do like the hey or the what's up or let's grab drinks or something. Like, if you got to stand out in some capacity, right? So I don't know. That's what I've done in the past.
I also, as a female, like, obviously, Sid, you probably have a take on this too, but I didn't like if a guy like slid in and said, and you don't know who they are, and they're like, hey, like, I really like your vibe, I like your energy. Do you want to grab a drink sometime? And it's like, you can't right away just be like, I'm not just going to all of a sudden drop everything and go get a drink with someone I don't know.
I don't know who you are.
Yeah, I have no idea who you are. So like for me, it's like there has to already be conversation before banter.
Like, Jordan slid in my DMs. No, people forget he slid in my DMs a few times before I even knew who he was or met him.
You like knew of him by the time you did actually like get it. Yes.
That's why I was a little more not as weirded out, right? Yep. And I was like, he had sent me Zizi, the little girl who like raps and sings, and she's hilarious. She's all over Insta. And so he like responded a few times to when I posted her on my story. And then he had sent me her a few times. And then we had seen each other at Soph's workout. And that's when he asked Soph if we could go, if she would invite me, blah, blah, blah. So I knew of him. But I will say, yes, I've gotten a lot of DMs that were like, hey, I think like you're really cute. Like, I would love to take you out for dinner sometime. I don't know who you are.
Yeah.
I genuinely don't know who you are. And I probably don't follow you back because I don't know who you are. I don't like to follow people I don't know. Mm-hmm. And so that's just a no from me. Like a no. And this is pre-Jordan, obviously.
I like that advice.
Yeah.
Because it's almost like you're building a little rapport with the person over DMs. And you're like, wow, this guy's consistent. Like, he keeps replying to my stuff. And like, you can keep liking it, whatever, keep liking it. He keeps going, sends in the fire emoji, sends the 100p. And then all of a sudden one day you start a little combo, and then maybe, oh, I like this.
Or like on a story, maybe they were at like, you know what I mean? Like a workout or something. Be like, no way, I actually go. Are you going to go next week? And then weird. Now you're all of a sudden going to the same workout. Oh, think about that.
Planting the seed.
Plant the seed. Plant that seed so it can grow into a tree.
I have one more question about, I'm kind of circling back, but when you said that sometimes you go on a date and people kind of know about like your engagement already and kind of know your story, would you rather have that, or would you rather people not know anything about you before you go on a date? And Sid, I'm going to ask you the same question.
Because this has happened multiple times, and I would say I kind of like coming in where they already like literally know everything, and then
know what they're gonna get.
Yeah, and they then want my side of everything too. I'm just like, hell yeah, it kind of makes it easier on me and just saves time from explaining everything. And then I don't know, like it's also worked out too, where like they, I don't know, just kind of just see what's out there. I don't know. Anyway, but also it depends like on what I'm looking for too, and like other times it's like I'd maybe rather them not know, depending on the person and everything too. So kind of both ways, but it also has been helpful where like they get like one time they're like, yeah, like literally know everything. I did my research. I was like, all right, awesome. What questions you have? Just dive right in, So just kind of go that route.
Okay, I like that. I like that too. I was like, okay, I was curious which way you were going to say that one. I'm not going to lie. I couldn't tell which way you were going to go. I feel like for me, even
if it was just a friend.
I know, I was going to say.
So like if you see someone and they already have an entire idea of who you are.
I don't mind it because you'll know who I am the minute you meet me. So I really don't care, to be honest. Like, I would probably rather somebody know that I have the podcast, because I think when people like are talking to you and they're like, well, wait, what is it? And it's like, obviously it comes off like as like a judgment and like not as much like an understanding. Like, whereas if they already know, they're like, oh, like, how is that going, by the way? That's kind of sweet that you do something that's outside of your 9 to 5. So I prefer that. It's kind of like work though. Like, think about when somebody wants to work with us and they're like, hey, you have a podcast. I'd love to have an ad on there, but I've never listened to an episode and I don't know what you guys stand for. It's like, get out of here. No, absolutely not.
No, we will not promote your weight loss gummy bears.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. God. Anyway. Okay. Wait, how about you though? I'm sweating in
okay,
here.
So
hot.
I don't know if this is going to make sense. Again, we all kind of have a hungover brain today, but
little fog.
Yeah, little fog's happening. So I'm going to kind of twist it. So like when I was on Hinge, for example, as a single person, I purposely like didn't want people to already look at my Instagram before. Like, I wanted, if I was going to end up getting to know someone, I didn't want them to know what my Instagram looked like in particular.
Interesting.
Because I think like obviously Instagram is like such a highlight reel, and I think it's always like your best photos, and I don't want to show up to a date and being like, oh, like you know what I mean? Like, so for me, I liked it to be like a clean slate. I didn't want that. Like, I remember when I went on my first date with Plant Daddy, he didn't follow me. I didn't follow him. He hadn't listened to the podcast. But then he found all that stuff out, and then he creeped on me and I creeped on him. But still, it was like the initial meetup. I was like, I wanted it to just be a clean slate.
I get that though.
Yeah. So,
interesting.
And that's nice too, coming in, because like you're just like, you can just create, like be you and not have to worry about them judging you for past or anything like that. But I also do like when, I don't know, sometimes they come in and they do know everything.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, it kind of speaks volume of you that you still like, came and like you're here. Like, hearing my side or like just the story. And
that's a good point.
Like that.
Yeah.
I kind of like that actually, because then it's like they already know your shit. They already know, like, for instance, like some people like know of the podcast, and I have to say this because it makes me think of this. Like, I was with my parents, and a woman came up to us and was like, "Oh, you have the podcast, right?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she goes, "I wonder how I'd feel if my daughter was talking about all those things." I couldn't stand that. I couldn't stand having a daughter talking on the podcast about like
To your
sexual
mom
topics.
while you were there?
To my mom, my dad, my sister, her boyfriend, my boyfriend,
Because we
Jordan,
talk so
and
sexual.
me, to my face at a restaurant. And I go, if you keep your mouth shut, you'll never please anybody, will you? So I'm like, you might as well open it. That's what I said to her face in front of my parents.
Oh yes.
In front of my parents, yeah. Oh God, sorry. I
like
just got like
that.
kind of like a little zing because I was so
you got
excited.
heated. Ooh, that was good.
I thought it was
like
gonna come back.
I know
It's
it.
a hell of a comeback, especially on the spot.
To have
Thank you.
lovers, we've said it before. To have lovers, you got to have haters.
Exactly.
And like whatever.
I don't like
Yeah.
the girl preconceived notion thing too. I know we're not talking about dating, but I'm talking about friends.
I was just gonna bring this up.
I just like here's the problem, especially out of college, and it gets lesser and lesser, I think, but we're still in a small town, right? You know what I mean? In Minnesota and in Minneapolis, it's smaller, the Loop area. People like will hear one thing about you from a random girl and they'll either believe it and it's not true, or it's like, she dated my ex. And it's like, well, I'm not dating your ex right now. 1, 2, that doesn't matter. It shouldn't matter, right? But like all of a sudden you've got women that don't really like you. Do you get what I'm saying?
I was just gonna bring this up because yes, women are very obviously. It happens. Like sometimes they judge you right away off looks or off of the way you enter the room or something they've heard.
A friend that doesn't like you.
Yeah, and so like it can spread fast. So that is one reason I do like this podcast and like people to know about the podcast, because if they listen and they get to know us and they're like, oh, wait, I actually do kind of vibe with this, or, oh, they're actually like genuine humans. Like, so for me, sometimes I felt like in the past, like girls had judged me right off the bat, maybe from hearing something or just from the way, like, I don't know, like the confidence maybe that I had. So then it was I feel that this kind of brought that back, and I feel a little more confident going into situations, feeling like, oh, like they hopefully they know who I am.
Or or
I'm
know of
actually, a good person.
We know that. We know that. We already knew that. People know that.
I know.
Okay, wait. Can I bring it back to something really quick? I
Yes.
feel like I asked a question that we kind of forgot because we're little weenies. But what is it like dating after being engaged? Like, how does that change your lens of what you're looking for? No, I just forgot that I asked it, and we're talking about other stuff because
Yeah. It was really weird at first, especially like it was 2-year relationship. It was my first like real relationship that I was in. It was an engagement, obviously pretty big. So, it was just different at first, but God, over the last, however long it's been, like, I think 6-ish months or something, like I've like learned and grown so much about myself. And like, one, therapy helps a ton, but just like my family, friends, support system, like everyone, like, I don't know, like just looking back, like I'm proud and just like seeing, cause like that was one of the things I was scared about too. Like when I was like, I don't know, like thinking about ending, and then eventually when I finally did, there was like obviously so many concerns, but just feeling good, learning, especially with this Europe trip, growing so much. But especially getting back out there, I think the biggest thing was like, one, if someone didn't already know about it, they were going to find out. And like a lot of people know about, so the biggest thing is just, one, even more so communication and honesty, and just be transparent about it.
what would you? Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say, you said you were thinking about ending it for a while, like for a bit, and then you finally were like, okay, I think this is not for like. So what was it like? I guess, ending an engagement, like how, and I guess why did you break it off?
Yeah. Easily the hardest thing I've ever done, and like doesn't even compare. Like I said, that was like my first relationship, and like I legit didn't even know those feelings existed and emotions. Like fucking roller coaster for sure. And I don't know, like I'm trying to think, like I want to like respect like her privacy and everything like that, but
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know, like again, my first like real relationship, like hardcore, like kind of ignored some things maybe earlier on that I should have paid more attention to, but that's where you kind of like learn through relationships. And it got to the point where I realized and figured out, I'm like, okay, I do not want this for the rest of my life, and maybe kind of I don't know, longer time coming, but finally ended up doing it, and
Did you guys like, was it like a breakup in terms of like, I'm just also asking this because there's people probably maybe in the same boat. Like, should I get married or should I push past this red flag? Should I do this? Or, so that's kind of why I'm asking. But when you did break up, was it cut communications? Did you all give each other space? Like how did it work?
It started too because like we started like couples therapy, and that happened later than it should have. Like it should have been earlier on and everything. And I don't know. I would say too, like literally ask the hard questions to your family and friends too, because they were holding so much back, and like ask for their opinions. Because I found out so much stuff after it happened.
Interesting.
And I was just like, holy shit, like eye opening big time. But
great. That's a great tip.
I would say that. I forgot your like full question.
The people that can see it from the outside in, the people that you trust the most. The people
that know you to your core. Like,
did you do some internal like reflecting too? Because there's always both sides, right? Like there's always something that you're like, I could have probably done something better.
Oh, absolutely. Like I am not guilt free in any capacity, you know, and that's the thing too. Like I learned from my mistakes how I could have handled things better. Absolutely. But I don't know, like you learn and grow from the relationships and from your feedback from, I don't know, like my family, my friends. We really don't communicate a ton, not a ton, like at all anymore too. So I guess answering your question too, like I thought it was maybe going to be civil at first, but we don't really talk, you know.
Since it's a smaller city-ish, right? Like a city that we're all running into each other, we're all around each other. What would you say to somebody who's afraid of that, like having their ex in the same city, dating like in similar circles, because that's Minneapolis. Like
we
in a nutshell.
all deal with that to a certain level too.
Mm-hmm. What would you say to somebody who's like gone through it, who's like pushing through the same situation?
I would say, well, one. What was that?
Sorry, I just remembered last night we saw your ex and we
stop.
We literally saw. Yeah, we were like walking outside. We're like, oh, keep going.
Oh wait, you saw? Oh God,
do you remember?
I was not there.
Yes.
I was like, where is? I'm like, what? I didn't see anybody.
Okay. But you just move on.
Yeah, you move on, and like you have your core group of friends or branch out, and I am like one of the least confrontational people ever too. So like I'm like, I don't want drama. I don't want to start fights or like anything like that. But I don't know. I would say too, like despite like throughout these last 6 months, it is better to like, I don't know, like there have been some times where I'm like, okay, I want to like be petty or like, you know, like take a jab or something too. But it's always better in the end to take the high road, you know, as hard as it is, especially at times. But I don't know, just navigate.
Very mature.
Be mature or try to be in the best way. And you're going to have run-ins and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know.
I'm proud of you and your growth. Seriously though, that it's hard, and it's hard to watch, and it's hard because she blessed us with you, with the podcast, right? So without her, we would never have you. Exactly. You know what I mean? And that she did, like, I thank her for that. Seriously. My last question about this is, because there's people going through the same shit, or somebody who might be questioning what they're in, what would you tell them? Like, what's the biggest piece of advice that you listened to in your head that you had to hold your gut accountable to?
I think in your gut too, because like I had like people in my lives and like mentors and stuff too, and like they're like, I would be talking to them about like the relationship or like stuff we were going through, and then they would be like, okay, listen to what you just told me. And like
you have the answer.
Exactly. And it's fucking hard to do, and it gets even harder, but like in the end you'll grow so much and then be in a better situation. And then two, just thinking about it, I'm like, that's not what I want for my life. You know, like I could take the easier road and then just like, you know, that'll be my life. But like you get one fucking life, you know, like it's going to be hard. You got to learn, grow, do the hard things. And yeah, therapy has helped a ton too. I mean, he always says, I almost name dropped. It probably doesn't matter. Anyway, my therapist, he's like, you can do what's easy or you can do what's hard. And the harder thing is usually probably the right thing to do, you know, in the end. And there's no sugarcoating. It's fucking hard, you know, but you'll be better after for sure.
I'm proud of you. God.
Yeah, thanks for sharing. I know when it's like a good sentence or you share something really meaningful if a guest does, because Sid always, no matter what, she'll look at me like this. She just like turns towards me and smiles, and she did that like 5 times during that. So
it's when I'm like mental noting things that I like, that I'm like, oh my God. We've seen you grow so much. It's crazy as a friend to be like, he's grown so much, right? Like you have grown so much and gone through the evolution of life, like right in front of our eyes.
Yeah, we've been with you through this all. Yeah. And it's crazy that you, every single fucking Monday, you still showed up. Like, so thank you.
No. I've never met somebody that shows up more in my entire life. Jerdy is the number one person who shows up. He does what he's supposed to do. He's always on it. He's always good energy. Like, you're a blessing of a friend, and we don't say that enough. So just
I literally have goosebumps and now
I'm sorry. I know I'm getting emotional.
Both of you too, though. Seriously,
I don't want to cry. I'm already sweating
through it all, and I'm not joking. Like, when I say like literally therapeutic, like when we postpone an episode or something, like I'm legit like bummed out. Like this isn't work for me. Like I fucking love both you so much. You've been there for me, and like this is one of like the highlight. This is a highlight reel for me right now, and I want to just keep this going for the longest time.
Can we kind of wrap this up with 2 questions? Yeah. Proudest moment from Straight Candid, and a moment where you were scared shitless with Straight Candid.
Oh fuck. I'll start scared shitless because that happens too often.
Oh wait, I thought you were gonna be like, that's hard to think about. No, like I can't think of one.
That happens a lot.
I'm like, shit.
What do you mean?
Well, recent one was you have mini hustlers on, big episode, 2 boss ass bitches. I'm just like, fuck. And literally mid episode, I get a notification on the mixer. It's like, storage like full, or like we'll stop recording. We're at 30 minutes. I'm like, yeah, we don't have 50. Like this is gonna keep going. So I'm like trying to like process in my head, and like I have it on my computer at the same time, but my computer has crashed before. So I'm like just praying. I'm like, please don't crash on my computer, because if we lose this episode, just breaking it to you till I'd be like, oh fuck. I was like,
I would have had an eye twitch.
Yes, I was sweating the whole episode, but anyway, it worked out.
We had no idea. We were just chatting away.
We're chilling.
You should have been like, y'all, just so you know.
I thought about it, but I'm like, no, I'm not interrupting this. Like it's still going on. I'm just praying.
Jerdy, I knew something was wrong, because we sometimes we'll look over it, and I shouldn't say always. Jerdy will be like kind of like a wide-eyed, or like a little like fixing his pony, and you're like, what's wrong? And you're, oh well, I actually don't know if I turned your mic on. And I'm like, what oh geez. And it's never been in the bad spot though. Like we've never had something go wrong, thankfully, which is also an attest to you and all of the work that you do and your badass self. So I love the hell out of you.
Good
Okay.
mentors, good mentors.
Good moment.
Good moment. I would say, well, one, oh God, just backtracking too, like how much I've grown and like gotten close with you, and like you two are like some legit like my best friends in my group, and I'm gonna miss you both so much. Like changed my life for the better. Like that's cheesy, but like I'm serious. Like I fucking love our friend group so much.
I do too.
We have the best friends.
I literally love like the crew last night. We gotta still do it. Me, you, Jay, Louie. We gotta still do it, man.
What, me, you, Jay, Louie? What the hell, man?
That's what I'm saying. Me, you, Jay. Oh, and
you're looking at Ben when you said me, you.
I go, what the? I'm like a part of the crew, nodding my head, and then I'm like,
she already struggles with FOMO,
I'm like, this is not right.
Sid, you're considered me.
There you go. Good save.
I will say, one of my friends last night looks over and he whispered something to his girlfriend and my friend, and he goes, you are peaking right now. You are literally having the best night of your life. Like you are peaking, because I was over by you guys and I'm like, like laughing and like just loving life. And I walked over and he's like, you're peaking right now.
We had a great time.
It was good.
It was a good time.
I'm so sorry for how sweaty I am right now. I'm not trying not to raise my arms. We just love the crap out of you, and we're so appreciative for you. And I can't wait to see how this trip goes. And maybe, just maybe, we can make our way over to Vienna and come for a game. I don't know how I'm going to do that with my bank account, but I would love to do it. So we'll see.
I got an apartment so we can squeeze.
Heck yeah.
Sleeping bags.
Oh God, I love you.
Down.
Before we do our Straight Candid moments and our Straight Candid advice, I have something to say to you, and I'd like Jerdy to say it.
Oh shit, I'm doing it. Okay.
Ready?
Okay. Ladies, have you started spring cleaning yet? The carpets need cleaning, the drapes need dusting, and you and your man's lawn needs mowing. Spring has sprung, and the global leaders in below-the-waist grooming have the best tools for cleaning aisle 5 in your pants. Join the other 4 million individuals worldwide who trust Manscaped by going to manscaped.com for 20% off plus free shipping with the code CANDID2020.
No, just Candid 20.
Candid 20.
Just
with
Candid
the code
20.
Candid 20.
Help him smell the roses with the Weed Whacker. This nose and ear. With the Weed Whacker. This nose and ear trimmer provide proprietary skin-safe technology which helps prevent nicks, snags, and tucks in those delicate holes.
Get 20% off plus free shipping with the code CANDID20 at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping with the code CANDID20 at manscaped.com. Out with the old grooming habits and in with the new Manscaped.
I love it.
Hey-o!
Okay, let's do our hashtag Straight Candid moment, shall we? I have something.
Oh, from the listener?
From a listener.
Oh,
a listener wrote this in, and we read this earlier.
When we answer our DMs, we were walking down the treadmill to get our steps in because we're just trying to be mini hustlers now. Ooh. And
I want to look like them legit.
This one made me laugh.
We laughed out loud, and I want to get your reaction to it. Okay, so this person says it's not that crazy, but this is just embarrassing all around. I went on a date with a guy, and while we were out, my roommates put rose petals all over my floor and my room and my bed and made a sign that says, "Welcome to the fantasy suite," like from The Bachelor. The guy was definitely confused when I came home, and he was so embarrassing, and I was so awkward. Cut to later that night, we were hooking up in the same room that happened.
That is great. I actually love that.
I want to do that now.
Yeah.
What would your reaction be if you came home on the first date with a girl and there in her room there was rose petals and a sign that says, "Welcome to the fantasy suites"?
I mean, obviously depends how the vibes and the date went, but like if
he's taking it so seriously. Depends how the vibes went.
Well, for real though, like if we were like vibing, I'd be like, "This is fucking hilarious." But if it was weird, I'd be like, "All right, major red flag / deal breaker." I'm like, "Get me out of here."
But
what
if she was like, "Oh my god, my roommate did this"?
Then I would love that. Yeah, I think that's fucking funny.
I hope I do that if you have a roommate, go do that. That's fucking great.
Yeah, I'm gonna save that one.
Love it.
I just thought that was
Do we got one more thing to do?
One more little thing.
What do we got, baby?
So this one I realized someone had sent in, and I thought we were going to talk about dating more, and I didn't want to take it a full episode, but this person has an advice question specifically for myself about Jordan, but I thought Jerdy could help answer too.
Ooh, I like
because you've been in the similar situation. So let me just read. It says hashtag Straight Candid advice. Question for your next podcast. Sid, can you talk about how you decided you were ready to move in with Jordan? I can't read because there's a pop-up. I'm 24 and I've been falling to my boyfriend of 2 years. Okay, talking to, sorry. There's literally a move to primary thing popped up on the screen and I can't get her out of it. Okay, so I'm 24 and I've been talking to my boyfriend of 2 years about moving in, but I still feel like a baby. None of my friends have moved in with their boyfriends and I just feel like it's so young to move in with someone. Can you talk about your experience, please, since you're that same age? And Soap, have you lived by yourself before and do you see value in that? Want to make sure I'm giving myself space to, in quotes, find myself before I settle down. Love you girls so much.
I love that question. Do you want to start?
I can start.
Should we let Jerdy start?
Yeah.
Jerdy, you start.
Actually, I like that.
Well, looking back now, I would absolutely say time for yourself and, be on your own, learn, grow, but it also moving in is the easier thing to do. And especially with my past, like it was like COVID, it was just a weird situation too. Cause like my place flooded. So I needed a place to stay, quarantine, all that shit. So like maybe kind of jump the gun into moving in. But looking back now, I'd be like, I'd much, one live by yourself or with roommates and stuff too. Like, like you're young in your 20s, like you have the rest of your life to like live with your significant other. And obviously it's in a different maybe situation with as far as like the relationship and making that next step. But I don't know, I would just say really value that alone time, or especially with like your best friends and your roommates too, because that's not going to last forever.
I like that. Okay. That's a hot take. I'm like, shit. I would say, why did I evaluate it and why did I do it? I had thought about it for a little while, but it kind of became, it was also a COVID thing, right? Like I had to move out of my apartment. There were things happening in downtown Minneapolis at the time that we're all very aware of that was causing different areas to get, just not great. A lot of riots and different things like that in my neighborhood in specific. So it was time to move to a different area, and my options were home. There were a few leases that were too expensive, and Jordan offered for me to move in. And to be honest, since I thought I was going to be moving sooner, I didn't think it was going to be a permanent thing. So I did it without thinking of it as a permanent thing. But that's when I realized that it never has to be a permanent thing. So really, I moved in and it made me comfortable the way that I moved in. But I was ready because it's like, okay, he's busy and I'm busy and I travel all the time and he travels all the time. I wanted more time with him and I got that. And I still hang out with my friends just as much. I see my friends just as much. I don't allow myself to bend and mold into the life that he has. It's still my life and his life separately. We just live under the same roof. So the only reason I knew I was ready for that is because I can keep those separate, and I know myself enough to know that I would be okay whether I lived here or not. I would be okay if we broke up and I had to move out. Does that make sense? Like, yeah. I'm confident in myself.
I like that you said like nothing's permanent, but then I also have had I've had a friend one time that lived with her boyfriend, and then they decided to not live together anymore, but they were still together. So then it's like all this buzz, like, wait, well, that doesn't make sense. So it's like, that's what's like kind of scary about it. Cause to be honest, it's like, but
what would matter about that?
Exactly. Nothing. It's like other people's perspectives, what other people think. And I'm kind of dealing with this right now too. I have a really easy option and I have a hard option. And actually when Jerdy was sharing that his therapist says, sometimes the harder option might be better. It's like right now, if you guys listen, you know that like I'm supposed to move out of my condo. And my other option is pay my parents double what I'm paying right now. I'm like, oh, I should get a roommate. I'm like, hey, Plant Daddy, what you doing? You know? And I'm like, this would be easy. Like we literally sleep at each other's house every other night. Like we go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So I'm like, entertaining this situation in my head, but I'm like, oh my God, it's too soon. People will judge me. But I'm also like, oh, it's really easy. It'll be easy. But then I'm also like, you know what? Now when you're sharing that, it's like, maybe I should find other options. Maybe I should get a roommate. Maybe I should live with my parents. Like Ben even sat me down yesterday and was shitting, like giving truth to me. And I'm like, fuck, like
spitting facts.
Yeah. I don't know why I said
shitting truth.
He was shitting.
I just pulled down my pants and started shitting in the kitchen.
Stop. Don't make me laugh, you guys, because I actually really have to pee right now. We gotta
poor Jordan's mom is here.
I just peed a little.
Stop. Not on my couch.
Oh my God. Okay, we gotta end this podcast. But oh my God.
If I wasn't sweating now, I am sweating now. Holy
you know when
crap.
you laugh really hard and you tinkle just a little, but now I really have to go.
I tinkled in my workout class the other day because we were jumping on the box, and I tinkled a little bit, and I didn't mean to. So
God damn. Shit and truth. But
anyway,
we're saying our situations. We should really answer the question.
The question for you is, if you know that you are not ready, you are not ready. If you feel like you're doing it, not doing it because of other people and your fear of other people's opinions, but you feel ready to do it and you would rather do that, then you need to look and reflect on yourself and say, how mature am I being thinking of other people's opinions on this? And I was there. I've done the same thing.
And also, if you have any hesitations
about the relationship
or hesitations about moving in, and that gut feeling, follow that, and you can always hang out more, and you have the rest of your life to move in with him.
Nothing is permanent if you did move in.
So if you can tell, we probably have different opinions, so you're going to have to just dig deeper. Figure it out yourself.
Yeah, I like that. Keep sending in your hashtag Straight Candid moments and hashtag Straight Candid advice. Also, it's very easy for us to grab them off of email too. So at Straight Candid Straight Candid Podcast at gmail.com. I always do that. But we are at Straight Candid Podcast on Instagram. I'm at Candid Sid.
I'm at Candid Soph.
At Jerdy Dude.
And we got our man.
At Ben Sarbacher.
I love it.
Ayo.
We've got good things coming up. We actually have Aaron Opria coming on next week. You guys, we have an event at Lululemon Mall of America. If you want to come, it's Candid 50 for 50% off your ticket. And if you come, you can watch our live podcast after at 2 p.m.
with celebrity trainer
Aaron Opria.
She has trained some high high class celebrities.
Let me name a few. Maren Morris, Kelsey Ballerni, sorry, I can't say that. Florida Georgia Line, Carrie Underwood, just to name a few.
Yeah.
And that's current.
So if you're shopping at MOA next week too, just like stop by. I think we're going to be recording around 2 p.m. Lululemon space. So
at Mall of America. We love you, Jerdy. We'll see you so soon. Good luck. We love you more than anything.
Love you guys.
Soph literally waddling. Just remember, Jordan's parents are here. Okay. Love you so much. Bye, everybody. Hey.